Coming for Me. You can see that's not the title of this version. Originally, I made this cover, and then I realized, this isn't really in line with the brand for the Bliss High Horror series by Jessica Blade. So I redid the cover, and the title is now It's Coming for Me. So this is the only copy in existence that looks this way. However, the content inside is exactly identical to the revised cover. And what I want to do is share with you, if you haven't read Jessica Blade, I hope that you will. This is book 3, and this is a very unique story that I wrote because it's told from, I only have, outside of my romance where I alternate viewpoints between the male MC and the female MC, I only have 2 other books where I speak from the male viewpoint. And one of them is The Forest, and it's told from the bully's viewpoint, although now his heart has changed from the previous book that takes place a few years before. This one, It's Coming for Me, this is my first supernatural horror, and this is told through Cole, a high school senior, but the prologue, he is only 5 years old, and it's vital that you hear this because this is where the story begins. So in It's Coming for Me, we're in the fall of 1972, and here's how it begins. I hope you enjoy. I'm 5 years old and all alone in the house. The sun is almost gone. I sit in the middle of the large mustard yellow couch like they told me to. Just stay on the couch and watch cartoons until we get back, Mommy said right before she and Daddy left. I had started to cry. I'm scared. But Daddy pointed his finger at my nose. Hush, or we will give you something to be scared about. And Mommy crossed her arms and gave me that look when she was mad at me. You know better. Speak only when being spoken to. The most important rule. I did my best not to cry. They hated when I cried. It's been an hour since they left, and they won't be back until midnight. That's 2 more hours. I have to go to the bathroom. I think I can hold it. Pebbles and Bam Bam are laughing on the TV. I like watching them. They're fun. A commercial comes on. A new show starts. Circle of Fear. My tummy is turning into knots. I'm not supposed to leave the couch, but I really have to go. I stand up, my legs go up and down, and my stomach gurgles. I run as fast as I can to my bathroom, but I stop at the door. The long crack on the toilet seat suddenly looks dangerous. The pink paint on the sink is peeling off, and underneath the paint looks like a bunch of bones. My tummy tickles. I cross one leg over the other. I can hold it. I'm a big boy. Something screeches close by. A monster! I jump and race into the kitchen. My heart is beating so hard, I think it's going to jump out of my chest. I lean against the counter and wait for my breath to go slow, but I see the stove and the ugly yellow paint that has rusted and chipped off. It doesn't look like a normal stove anymore. It looks like a bloody, toothy grin staring back at me. I race into the living room. The scary sound happens again. The black and gold flowers on the wallpaper watch me with upside-down, evil faces. Pee trickles down my leg. I blink back tears. Something growls. It sounds far and very close at the same time. Is it above me? I slowly look at the light on the ceiling. It makes shadows on the walls like spiders crawling around. My heart bangs against my chest. Another growling noise. Not in the ceiling, farther away. I look everywhere, biting on my fingernails. Where is it? Tears fly down my face. My heart knocks and knocks and knocks like Daddy knocks on my door when he's upset with me. I take one step backward, then another, looking everywhere for the monster, and I bump into the armrest of the couch just as a scary shriek comes from the TV. I cover my mouth with both hands to keep from screaming. Speak only when being spoken to. I bite down on my bottom lip and glance toward the hallway. Miss Brooks lives right next door. A young couple live on the other side of us, and 2 families live across the street. We met them over the summer when the young couple moved in and invited everyone to their front yard for a barbecue. We're Mr. and Mrs. Benson, and this is our precious and only son, Cole, my parents said in their sweetest voices they use for strangers. I think Precious must be a nice word to use about somebody, because they had all smiled at me and said how happy they were to meet me. They seemed like people who cared. Maybe they can help me. The growling grows bigger and scarier, like the monsters in the movies Mommy and Daddy watch when I go to sleep. I cry, and the tears splat against my cheeks. I'm not supposed to say anything. I'm not supposed to cry or scream. But my heart is pushing into my throat and making it scratch. Help me! I scream as loud as I can. The other scream, the monster scream, is louder. It pinches inside my ears. I slam my hands over them, but the scream gets inside my ears anyway. I run as fast as I can to the front door and unlock it. I pull on the knob, but it won't open. I look up. There's another lock way up top. I almost forgot. I jump and stretch as high as I can. My fingers reach halfway up the door. I jump higher, but the lock is too far away. No, please help me. A howl of horror echoes all through the house. I run back to the living room and drop to my knees behind the couch. The shrieking stops. I stay still for a long, long time. Finally, I peek around the armrest. No monster. I crawl back onto the couch and wrap myself in a blanket. The new Scooby-Doo movie is on. I keep my eyes glued to the TV. If I don't look away, then I won't see the demon faces on the wall or the spidery shadows. And if I stay extra quiet, maybe the monster will go away. A vulture is trying to get into the Addams family's house. The clock on the wall says it's midnight. Past the living room, through the kitchen window, the sky is black. Where are Mommy and Daddy? My eyelids feel heavy. I yawn, but I can't fall asleep. What if the monster gets me? On the TV, Scooby and the gang stop the vulture. I stare around the living room. I wish I could do that, make the bad thing disappear. I huddle into the couch and pull the blanket over my head. How big is it? What does it look like? Does it have big teeth? Is it hungry? Does it want to eat me? My body shakes really hard. The front door bangs open. I gasp and peek out through the blanket. Mommy and Daddy come into the living room. I drop the blanket and point a shaky finger toward my bedroom. There's something in my room. It kept growling. So scary. Mommy puffs on a cigarette and shakes her head at me. You're a mistake. You know that? A mistake. My kindergarten teacher has us get rid of mistakes with a pencil eraser. Did Mommy mean she was going to make me go away? I point again. There's a monster back there. It wants to get me. A monster. Daddy chuckles, then swings his hips as he comes toward me. He leans his face down to mine. There's a red around his eyes, and his breath smells funny, like the trash in the kitchen. There's just one way to make sure the monster doesn't get out, you know, Daddy smiles. There is? I say, feeling less afraid. Daddy grabs me by the wrist and yanks me off the couch. They each take one of my hands and walk me down the hall. Mommy shoves me inside my room and slams the door. The locking thing clicks. There's only one way to lock the door to my room, from the outside. I bang on the door as tears come. Please don't lock me in here. If you say a word about us to anyone, Cole, your monster will kill you and anyone you tell, Mommy says in her raspy voice. That's right, little boy, Daddy hiccups. The boogeyman waits under your bed when you sleep. If you disobey us, the boogeyman will grab your ankles and rip off your toes. I shake as I stare at the bed. They laugh as they walk away to their bedroom way down the other end of the hall. Please come back. Please don't leave me in here. Their laughter stops as they shut their door. Tears fly down my face. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's bad to cry. I run to a small chair near the window and sit there for a long time, staring at the other houses. Can anyone help me? The monster growls. I jump and turn in my seat. This time, I can tell exactly where the sound is coming from. It isn't hiding underneath my bed like Daddy thinks. It's high above my bed, up inside the attic.